How to survive the Resident Evil 4 Remake village. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to survive it without actually dying at all. Knowing how to survive the Resident Evil 4 village attack is largely a case of waiting out the clock. The message to fight them off simply tells you to survive. But when the villagers keep coming, it's easier said than done. Leon's first survival mission is brutal, and true, there are advantages scattered around the village. Lots of them are secret, or at least not especially obvious to the eyes. Unfortunately, I will show you in this video on how to survive the Resident Evil 4 Remake village sequence. How can you get a shotgun, better protect yourself, and how can you beat the chainsaw wielding maniac who comes through crushing the gate, obviously with a good Resident Evil 4 weapons, which could be a lot easier. But this kicks in right at the start of the game when all you have is a pistol and a trusty knife. To survive the village in Resident Evil 4 Remake, you simply need to last long until a bell rings and draw them away roughly 2 to 4 minutes after starting. To do this, you have several options, all of which you can mix or match as needed, and all of which you've tried and tested. Run away to avoid facts. That's not fighting. That's number 1. Number 2, fight the zombie directly. Number 3, set the burn on fire. Number 4, barricade yourself in the house. Click on any of those. Just check down in the description below to actually know what to do. I'll put it down in the link below, in the description below. But the reality is that you will probably use at least a combination of those methods to reach the end. If you're purely optimal, I honestly suggest mainly running away, but also trying to kill the chainsaw enemy, which is Dr. Salvador. Along the way, he has dropped a valuable emerald you can sell on later. Running takes longer, but it's also the least costly process, not any more difficult than the other method. Plus, evasion tactics are important things to learn earlier on, as the ability to duck, wave, parry will do very well in a later sequence. How to escape the villagers. You don't have to kill the villagers. You simply need to survive. I've tried it, and it's entirely possible to invade the zombie villagers for the whole sequence and never fire a shot. Admittedly, it's not easy to avoid taking damage along the way, but it's not easy to do that in a regular combat either. And this way, you're not burning resources fighting them off. Of course, the downside is that you don't get any reward of the bodies you kill, including the potential emerald dropped by the man with a chainsaw. And that the game makes you wait longer for the end than if you kill them. If you go this method, use the whole village to your advantage, locking them around and clearing those ahead of you, while using the map to check route ahead. If you are still unfair, a quick shot to the head with stunned zombie giving you a chance to sprint by, and dead's end are something to avoid, to be avoided at all cost. Plus, if you find yourself overwhelmed, there's nothing stopping you from switching to the other 2 methods. How to fight the zombies in the village. The burn-up ammo can mean getting swamped, but taking the fight to the villagers have 3 advantages. Firstly, you are slightly more in control than running around like an headless chicken. Secondly, you get all the loot they drop. And thirdly, You don't have to last as long as if you're just running and hiding all the time. If you're not getting into the house for the final showdown, and I want to keep fighting outside, just stay mobile, evasive, as outlined on our Resident Evil 4 tips. Headshots aren't guaranteed to be kills, but it's easy to get swamped. Remember that you can't kill them all. The game keep swamping villagers in. You're just trying to thin your numbers to make things manageable until you're told you've lasted long enough. How to set the band on fire. You won't win the game, but if you can provide a serious advantage, on the right as you enter the village is the band with a cow inside that you can run through. Watching the oil lamp hanging from the ceiling, you rapidly ignite the old building, killing any zombies inside. If things get really tough, lure the zombie in, then shoot the lamp when they're underneath it. Keep in mind that the band is a danger zone from that point on, so don't go back inside. How to defend yourself inside the house. For all else failed, head to the two-story house next to the tower. As you enter, a cinematic trigger shows Leon locking the door. From this point on, this will probably be your final stronghold, as there is no easy way to leave once you're inside. There are some basic tips for surviving that I would like to share with you. Number one, there is a working shotgun hanging on the wall. Just look for a shotgun hanging on the wall stairs and some ammo on the bed. Grab them as soon as possible. Number two, you can push the cabinet on the ground floor in the front of the window to delay the villagers getting in this way. That is the number two. You have to just push the cabinet on the floor in the front of the window to delay the villagers from getting in this way. Villagers number three, villagers can still come in through the window upstairs, but you need to use ladder for some of them. You can knock down any ladders that appear by getting close to them and pressing the letter X or A. That is X if you're on a PlayStation 5, A if you're on Xbox, depending on your controller. The stairs are a great place to bottleneck enemies, clearing them with shotgun, blast, and grenades. That is number 4. Number 5. If you're careful, you can escape the house by using the main door again through an enemy you have had to destroy it first. How to beat the chainsaw enemy, Dr. Salvador. A huge foe with a bag in his head and a saw chain. Dr. Salvador enters after a period of survivors and effectively acts at the boss fight. Though you don't have to kill him if you can hold out. You should, if possible though. As mentioned, it will drop an emerald that you can sell on later. Dr. Salvador can be killed like other enemies with damage of all sorts. Just as much bigger health bar. Use the burning band and shotgun if you can. And don't get close. Don't ever get close. He has no range attack, but his chainsaw is one shot kill if you get in range. And fail to parry, keep your distance, take your time, and use the slow motion to keep one step ahead. How long do you have to survive the village? Having tested all variation, the length of the village survivor sequence actually varies depending on how bloodthirsty you are and the approach you take with kills mattering. Here are our results. Here are the result that I've tried. Running around no kills. That's number 1. Running around no kills not entering the house approximately 4 minutes. Total warfare, instant kill, not entering the house approximately 2 minutes and 50 seconds. House defend, constant kill entering the house, that is 5 minutes. My best guess is that the advantage of defending the house is getting a shotgun that negate the fact that you have to hold out longer than you're fighting in the open. How can you get TMP in the village? No, you can get TMP in the village. When playing the game, one of the Resident Evil secret demo or demo secret was eating TMP or a pistol or machine pistol. That would be found if you drop all weapon before beginning the village sequence and locked inside a well. Sadly, having checked the progress, there is no longer in a full game you can get TMP at a later point by buying from the merchant. But the well is blocked off at this point, and the only weapon in the village is the shotgun, which you can still get even after you wait to enter the house until the UDI is done. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to actually comment. It will really help this video. I've done my best to give you all the guys that I possibly could. Please, all comments are actually welcome. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.